To continue with transformer, in this session we are going to discuss with some system variables and some other the rest concepts like parenthesis, why do we use, where do we use, and if then else condition we have already seen in the derivation part. And we will go through the stage variables even. So we'll cover first system variables. So the system variables, how we are going to use them and what purpose we use them. This all we'll discuss the system variables. And majorly people will ask you system variables and stage variables difference. System variables are predefined. Stage variables are user defined. So system variables they are predefined at the rate of they start with at the rate of and see if you see the system variables at the rate they will start like false, indronum, iteration, number partition, outronum, true, partition num. These all are going to be the system variables. I'll take a copy of the job and I'll rename it, create a copy. When you create a copy, it creates with copy of the transformation job 18. So the same job I'm going to rename it as like system variables at the rate of job 18. Job 18 is my transformer job. That is also we are going to discuss with system. Everything is same. I just want to remove these DS macros and I want to create system variables usage. Okay, I'm going to append a new column. Again, the same process. System variables at the rate of false. So this is false system variable. And I'm going to append a new one again. And in that, I'm going to take indronum. Indronum system variable. And again, I'm going to put out iteration I'll take. Okay, iteration as of now I cannot define that because loop variables are depending on that. I'll talk with that iteration when we are discussing with loop condition. Okay. So num partition I'll take number of partitions, and this is the variables. These are the variables like num partitions and num partitions. Okay, indronum and outronum. These are useful to make understand. I want to make it side by side, but anyhow, no problem. I can make it in the view data also. Outronum, partition num, and again I'm going to append a new column. Which is going to be true. So these are my system variables. So when I say system variables, how many are there? I have total 7, and in that one column is from source and rest 6 are the system variables. And try to understand system variables totally 3, 6, 7, but only 6 I have because at the rate of iteration I'm not discussing at this point of time. Okay, So that part we will see in the looping concept. While discussing with looping, we'll discuss about the iteration system variables also at the rate of system variable concept. Okay, what happened here? The multi-instance is enabled. That is the reason we got the pop-up in that way. Yes, correct, right? In the last session we discussed about multi-instance. So in that case, I have enabled that option. So due to that, we are getting this invocation ID pop-up. Okay. So to make you to understand, employee number I'll remove as of I don't require because it is a source, and rest we will discuss. So I have at the rate of false, which is the system variable. False means 0. True means 1, like positive and negative, correct or not? So instead of, if you want to define somewhere, if so and so column is equal to with this value, then make it true, else false. So true and false will give an output like 1 and 0. For example, if you see in the sort stage key change column, true and false, correct or not? We have what we did with that, we got cluster key change column, true or false, the pop-ups of zeros and ones. So like that we can use true, false, and I will show you the exact place. Why? Because you can use at the rate of system variable directly. It is defined as 1 only. So no conversions will happen. But if you put 1 instead of true, you get some conversions to this performance. Some it makes some difference with performance. So that is the reason false is 0 and at the rate of true is like system variable which gives output as 1, which retrieve the value 1. So here what I can tell you is you can convert 1 and 0 with at the rate of true and false. In row num and out row num. Before going to these two system variables, we'll discuss with num partitions and partition num. I'll just remove all. I'll make in row num, employee ID, partition num, and number partition. So how many partitions you have? 2 partitions. And partition num you have 0 partition num. As I discussed in dataset concept, to view the data of dataset in the tool level, we go for dataset management. In dataset management, you can see the node start value is 0. So here also you can see the partition num is 0. This is first node and this is second node. So total 2 partitions we have. The job ran with 2 partitions. Okay. As I discussed with partitioning techniques, tell me how the data is going to flow now. And as we discussed, the default partitioning technique is auto. When you say auto is the default partitioning technique, auto uses which partitioning technique? By default, round robin. Now we'll try to just view the data of the source. We will view the data of the source. And here I have output. I'll just replace only. I'll take employee number, in row number I don't want, out row number I don't want, true I don't want. Now the first, okay, we'll see the record wise. See the first record 7369, employee number 7369. So see the 7369 is the first record in the first node. First record in the first node. Second record is 7499. 7499 is in the first partition, means second partition. number wise it is starting with 0, so 1 is your second partition. So 7369 is your first partition data flowed, and 7499 is the second one. And third one should go to which one? 7521 should go to again into the first one. And 7566 is the which partitioning technique? Round robin. Means I'm sorry. 7566 went to which partition num again? Into the second part. So one record into first node, second record into second node, third record into first node, fourth recording into second node again. So this is what type of partition? What type of partitioning technique it is using? Round robin. That is the reason that is the reason, like partition num auto partition will work with round robin partitioning technique. So to identify the partitioning techniques of the different one, you can use round robin partition technique. Okay, round robin partitioning technique. And in the transformer also we can get only even number of records and odd number of records even. Now how to get only even number of records to the output? Can you tell? See, I'm just showing one more scenario within the transformer. Employee number, first record is, I'll just display again. False in employee number are required, number of partitions I don't required, but partition number required. 3 records, okay. 7369 is first record, which is the odd number. 7499 is the second record, which is the even number of record, alternative records. 7521 is the third record. 7521 is the third record. 7566 is the fourth record. So what happened here? The odd even number of records are into which node? Partition number 1. In which partition? It is second partition. So I can make this output in this way to filter even number of records and odd number of records in two outputs, where in such a way I can say that all the outputs to these, and what I can do, partition number, and in constraints also you can define the partition number using system variable partition number equals to 1. This is your even number of outputs, even number outputs, and this is another partition num which is your odd number, odd number. So odd dot ds I'll give odd rows, odd number rows dot ds, and here I have even number of records. Okay, I'll just rename this even num rows dot ds. Yes, compile and run. That option I haven't removed it. That is the reason we got still the yellow multi-instance option. See, 7 records into one output, 7 records into another output. Okay, so this is your even number of records. 7499, 7566, 7698 are even number of records, alternative records. 7499, 7566, 7698, 7698, and 7788, 7844, 7900, 7934. These are alternative records. See, alternative records 7499, 7566, 7698, 7788, 7844, 7900, 7934. So this is the other way to filter even number of records. This I haven't done anything within the transformer. Of course, we have another function to do that, but I haven't used that function yet. But only the partitioning technique and number of based on the node, I have filtered the even number of records. So in interviews, if someone asks you how many ways we can do filter even number of records or odd number of records. In development debug stages, even we discussed using partition technique we can use, and in the transformer filtering based on the node information also we can filter the even number of records and odd number of records into outputs. So that is your partition num. And here what I'll do, for example, if I am running on single node, then how to filter single node? If you run, we cannot do filtering based on the node because it will have all the records. If to run the job with multiple nodes, or to choose the node information, what is the environment variable we have? Apt config file. To choose this, we use apt config file. I'm sorry, I have to remove one output. So here I have only all the system variables, and okay, I'll show you after completion. The filter conditions I have removed. So I'm going to run this job on single node now. So 14 records I have, and intro num and outro num I'm going to explain now. And when you have single partitioning technique, how to get only even number of records or odd number of records, that is a different scenario again. Okay, forget on multiple nodes, then it will be very easy to get the even number and odd number. So the false and number partition C1 and partition num 0. And intro num, if you see, total 1 to 14 we have, and outro num also will have 1 to 14. In interviews, people may ask you what is intro num and what is outro num. So intro num and outro num number get changes anytime. Yes, it can be. Intro num and outro num number get changes. Okay. So before to that, I'll just show intro num and outro num. 14 I got, and I'll take one more output. I'll take dataset trans.ds. I'll give. I'll map all the columns. Again, I'm doing the same thing. So here, to show you the intro num and outro num, I have taken two things, and I'm going to use filter in DSLink 15. Input column DS department number equals to 30. Click OK. Just to show you what will happen. Rest what will happen based on intro num and outro num. Sometimes people will ask you what is the difference between intro num and outro num. Will not be nothing. Both are same. The numbers will be, the sequence number will be generated. But as that sequence number can be changed, so I'm running on single node. and we will see. So this is the output of all 14 records, and the other output is only with the 30th department. I'll just take a screenshot using spinning tool, snipping tool. I'm sorry for the disturbance that you caused. And I'm going to take the 16th, 6 records, department, 30th department records. So we can see the enrollment. See now, enrollment number and outroll number got mismatched or not? Enrollment is 74992. 74992 I have, and here in outroll num it is 1. Of course we can see here. So why? Because intro num is number of records it get inside, outroll num means while going outside. So while coming intro num as 27499 is present, and 2 is the intro num for that, and outroll num, that is the first record to go outside. So that is first one. Okay. So if someone asks you intro num and outroll num are difference, means process wise, functionality wise both are same, but numbers get changes. Yes, it get changes. Okay. So this is your intro num and outroll num, and these are the system variables. Total 7 system variables we have, and at the rate of symbol is the definition for system variable. And these looping concepts are introduced from 8.5. Before to that we don't have looping concept. This is one more important thing that we have uh, missed out. Maybe I forgot to tell you, but then later on we have looping condition session even. So in that I just want to discuss. But now I'm telling you. So looping concept is introduced from 8.5 version. Before to that we don't have looping concept. Okay. So we'll stop here with the system variables, and we'll talk more in the next coming videos. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for your time.